So oftentimes guys enter my DM and talk about all sorts of stuff. And one of the things that has been top on the list in the last few weeks is vaginal dryness. The fact that they're with women who do not get wet during intercourse. Well, it's a problem, obviously, and that's why they message me. But hopefully by the end of today's video, we'll be able to shed some more light on why this happens, you know, give you reasons why women find themselves in, you know, that situation and so much more. So stay tuned, stay tuned. This is going to be really, really informative. Joining me on the show today, I've got Lily Harmon. Lily Harmon is our favorite APRN, advanced practice nurse practitioner, and she's got us covered today as usual. Lily, so good to see you. My guys miss you when they don't see you on my channel. They're always like, where's Lily? Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah, good to see you. I hope
Thanks
you're doing
well.
Thanks
for having me. I am doing as well as can be expected.
That's good. That's good. That's good. So, I mean, let's jump right into the conversation. Vaginal dryness. I mean, what is it?
As the name states, it is a vagina that's dry. I'm going to go back and explain that a little bit, because anytime we say vagina, people are thinking of the outer equipment, the labia minora, majora, etc. When we talk about the vagina, we're talking about the actual vaginal canal.
Right.
So this is the inside, not the lips and all the fun stuff on the outside. So just to put that aside. So what is vaginal dryness? It is when that canal becomes dried out and thinned out for multiple reasons.
Okay.
So what is vaginal dryness? It's a vagina that's no longer as lubricated as it should be.
Okay. What causes that?
Many things. It could be a hormonal thing. It could be medications that you're prescribed, that you're taking, blood pressure medication, depression medication, thyroid medication. It could be multiple things. So between hormones and medications that you're prescribed or you're taking, either of those can cause vaginal dryness.
That's interesting. Do we know exactly what hormone is responsible for that? Is there any science to
Good old estrogen. Estrogen is the main reason why women have the lovely thick vaginal walls, the lubrication that comes with it. Unfortunately or fortunately for all of us women, they will at some point in their life experience vaginal dryness, because our estrogen levels drop as we get older, and the less estrogen we make, the drier we are down there and the thinner the vaginal walls. And so that's something that's coming at every person that identifies as female or was born female.
How does vaginal dryness affect our sexual health, would you say?
Oh, it could be miserable. So imagine putting a stick in a dry area. The friction, it causes pain. It can be very, very uncomfortable. It can cause tearing in there, bleeding even. So lubrication is very important.
Okay, I'm sure we'll get into how that can be done.
Yes.
But let's jump off this medical thing for a bit as well. Are there any psychological factors that influence how wet a woman would get during intimacy or just before?
Yes. So if you're with someone who it takes a minute for them to get wet, you get there eventually. So the older you are, the longer it might take to get wet, just because you're not producing as much estrogen. And so what I would advise, you know, make foreplay a little longer than usual, or get some foreplay in there. Some men don't think foreplay is important. It kind of is. One, it provides the lubrication. Two, it puts the woman in that frame of mind of, hey, this is about to happen, and her chances of achieving an orgasm or enjoying the whole experience becomes even more. So foreplay is super important. That can help with the lubrication. There are things you can buy over the counter that can help with lubrication, which are lubricants. I usually recommend water-based lubricants as opposed to oil-based, especially so if you're using a condom, if you're using a condom definitely use a water-based lubricant. If you're not using a condom and you're trying to get pregnant or whatever the case may be, you're fine with an oil-based lubricant, because the oil will destroy the condom fabric, the latex.
Oh.
Yes.
Right. Okay, I didn't know that. Thanks for the education. So, let's jump back to this, because one of the comments or questions I get a lot with respect to this topic is the fact that a lot of men feel as if maybe my woman doesn't like me enough if she's not getting wet. Like, is there a problem here? Is she really into me? If a woman likes me, she should definitely, you know, respond to me in that way whenever I initiate sex. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, women are not like men when it comes to arousal. Whereas a man, you know, the wind blows and there you go. With women, we're more like a slow burner. You know, you want to start that at the beginning of your day. You know, hey, honey, and slap her butt a little bit. Just start that whole process so that by the time you get home, or by the time you're about to start the event, she's prepped and she's ready, and it's easier to just get there,
right,
as it were. So time, if she doesn't get wet as quickly as some do. Now the vaginal dryness thing, it can actually occur almost at any age.
Oh,
really.
Right.
Definitely when you're much older, but during the rest of your lifetime, any woman of childbearing age, it can happen at any time. So for younger women, it comes and goes. Depending on what life cycle you're in, depending on your periods even, what menstrual cycle, where you're at in the menstrual cycle,
right,
what medications you're on. Again, back to the medical stuff. Are you hydrated enough?
Oh.
Little things like that.
Right. But would you say, like, is there a probability that the woman may not necessarily be in tune with her man, reason why, you know, she's not being lubricated?
There is that possibility. I mean, if she's not turned on by you, I can't.
End of story.
End of story, really. But because you're supposed to be consenting adults, you're not trying to hurt her or anything. So, if she's not that into you, chances are there won't be that flip switch. There won't be that switch that you can flip and start the wedding process, as
right,
it were. So, yeah, if she's not that into you. Although, there are sometimes our body takes over. You know, if you're young, you're healthy, etc., etc. Women get turned on. There are women who have a high sex drive, and they get turned on. It's like, oof, that's a nice looking guy, and bam, it's happening for you. Lucky for us, nobody knows but us.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is that.
Yeah. And I love the fact that you mentioned that foreplay begins earlier in the day and not like 2 minutes before intercourse, right? Which
I mean, unless the woman is already like there, like unless she's
pretty much game.
If she's there, she's there. But if she's not, and if you know your woman enough, start it early.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest tip here, you know. Personally, I really think that's the biggest tip here, because there are too many men who are just cold, non-existent, unavailable during the day, and it's just business as usual. You don't even text her, there's nothing going on that shows love and appreciation, and women like to feel that.
Yes.
You know,
we're mind oriented,
exactly,
emotional beings, and
right.
so tickle that also.
Right, very, very important before the final act, so to speak. All right, so lubricants are the way around that, and you're suggesting water-based.
I suggest water-based if you are using a condom.
Right.
If you're not using a condom, you can go with either water-based or oil-based. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
There's some really cool oil-based ones out there they're warming, they're tingly. There's flavors.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Some are,
Vanilla.
Vanilla.
Brown sugar, vanilla. It's really interesting. And I'll leave it there.
Brown sugar, vanilla. Okay.
It's actually edible.
Oh, is it?
Yes, there are edible lubricants.
Right.
Yes. You're welcome.
Edible lubricants. 1 second. Right. So flavored lubricants are obviously a thing. Were you saying some of them are edible?
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, it's just to enhance the whole experience,
it does, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Those particular ones, a lot of them you can use as massage oil. So you can use it as massage for your entire body. It is edible, and use it to massage down there and lubricate down there.
Okay.
So,
Sounds like fun.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah. So apart from lubrication, are there other things? Because you mentioned like if they have hormonal imbalances.
Yes.
So in that case, is medication prescribed?
There are supplements. There are hormones that can be prescribed that will, one, it'll either replace the hormone deficit in the body, or it'll cause your body to produce a little more of the hormone. Those we usually give to women that are older who are still sexually active.
Okay.
And need that lubrication. So they can take that medication. There are creams, which are also estrogen-based creams that you can use down there, and those help. If you're on certain medications that's causing the dryness, sometimes you can talk to your provider about maybe decreasing the dose to see if that helps, or just using lubricants.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the cheaper,
Yes.
readily available option, exciting option.
Yeah.
Flavored lubricant. Okay.
Yeah, that flavor thing.
Okay, cool. When women are pregnant, is vaginal dryness like an issue for some of them? Do you know?
It has been. There are some women that have that issue when they're pregnant. Again, because when you're pregnant, your hormones are doing something completely different. So yes, it's seen in pregnancy. The interesting thing with pregnancy, a lot of women, they'll swing one way or the other depending on what's going on. There are women who become more what's the word? Horny? Am I allowed to say horny? Mm-hmm. They're more horny when they're pregnant for whatever reason. And there are some women that are like, don't touch me, don't look at me, don't. So it's hormone based, yes.
Right. Are there any lifestyle changes, for instance, that maybe men can help their women sort of make that could help that situation, would you say?
There are some women who overwash down there, and you can overwash down there. The products you're using to clean yourself down there can cause dryness. So don't overdo it. The vagina, and again, I'm talking about the vaginal canal, it cleans itself. You have no need to stick fingers and soap and things up in there and douche and all of that. Don't do it. You're doing yourself a lot of harm, because the drier your vagina is, you're looking at yeast infections, UTIs. You're not doing yourself any favors. You're removing any protection that area has, which it does have a natural protection. There's a good balance. I call it a very delicate environment, a good balance of good and bad bacteria that keep that area healthy. So anytime you put soap or douche or crap in there, you remove that protection that your body has and dries it out, which makes sex painful and uncomfortable. And yes.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that.
That's why every woman, bar none, we have a natural discharge.
Right.
It's not supposed to smell like something died in there. It's not supposed to smell unpleasant. It's just the smell of you.
Right.
But this natural discharge every woman has. About every 2 to 3 days, you'll see it. Because when the vagina cleans itself, all the dead cells and all of that stuff, it pushes it out. And it's in your underwear or in your panty liner or whatever you use. So every woman does have a natural discharge. It should not smell like fish. It should not smell like something died in there. It's just the smell of you. And as we get older, or as we get more used to the area, you learn your own scent. And it's like, okay, sometimes your partner knows your scent. So they might be able to tell you something is off, like,
Yeah, if they'll be bold enough to. But
Hopefully.
but the good news is also for women, depending on what you eat, you can change or influence the smell down there. Because I hear if you do more like of the garlics and whatnot, sometimes
it tends to be pungent.
Yes.
It's been said.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So, I mean, just like in the video we did about, and if you haven't seen that video, you should check it out, how to get better tasting semen. You know, it was quite a controversial video. I had people in the comments saying, we don't eat semen. Semen is not food. And like, it's, yeah.
Yeah.
If it's not your thing, it's not your thing. And I get that. But there are people, it's not like they eat it, right? But it's part of the act.
It ends up in your mouth
in someone's mouth.
Some people swallow, some people spit it out.
Exactly. So if you're one of those people who are, you know, really, I don't know, adventurous, for want of a better word, you know, that's a thing that you do. But that's beside the point. If you want to watch that video on how to, you know, get better tasting semen, I'll leave a link to that video in the description below, so check it out. And yeah, I think we'll pretty much wrap it up here. We've answered all the questions. So, bunch of reasons why women experience vaginal dryness, if I can remember. And to summarize, you're talking about like hormonal imbalances, sometimes the medication that they take. You talked about age, psychological factors as well. And I think these are the 4 main highlights of today's video. If you like the video, smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And I will definitely catch you in the next episode. Lily, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Alrighty, we'll see you again.
Bye.
Bye.